redefine the concept of hotels. Like, their rooms are the smallest rooms you will ever been to, but with the largest beds you will ever slept in. You don't have a bathroom, but the shower is like integrated into the room, and it looks kind of cool. But they also thought about, okay, how can we bring digital into a hotel check-in? Like, the moment that you go to a hotel, typically you have this check-in desk and then you have to check in. But think about it, most of the time, the people behind the check-in desk, they give you this piece of paper and they ask you to write your name and address on it. Whereas you already did that online, right? And then you have to give your credit card, which you already used to book the hotel online. And then they grab that piece of paper and then they type in whatever you wrote on their computer. It's probably the most inefficient process in the hospitality industry. So the guys from Citizen M, they said, you know what, we're going to automate that and we're going to make that self-service. Most of the hotels thought this is really bad because hotels are known for their personal service and now you're automating it. But they thought this is good, you know, because that's not adding human or emotional value. It's just a process that we all kind of hate to check into hotels. But they also thought, you know what, we have small rooms, but we're going to have the biggest living room where all guests can spend time together, do stuff, we get free internet, stuff like that. And most important thing, they have a bar that is manned with real people 24 hours a day. They don't have a mini bar, but they have real people in the bar. And they have these silly ideas. You know what I really like best about them? It's their philosophy that they said, we've built this hotel around the customer. And they want to be like the second cheapest hotel in an area. Second cheapest. But they want to have unique customer service, right? And they have a problem in New York. Currently they have 7 hotels around the world. They're building 35 new hotels next year. And they have a problem in New York on New Year's Eve. I don't know if you ever thought about that, but New Year's Eve is the most expensive night to sleep in a hotel in New York City. And they looked at the price rates. And if they would have made a price rate of, let's say, $500, they would still be by far the cheapest hotel room in the city. And they thought that this is a total rip-off. And they didn't want to go more expensive, but they didn't want to be the cheapest one. So they said, what could we do to help our customers? And their solution, I think, is brilliant. They decided to give the hotel away for free on New Year's Eve to their existing clients. And I thought this is pretty remarkable. If the night that you can make most money out of your clients, you're not doing it because you think it's a rip-off, then I truly believe you that you're a customer-centric company. They disrupted the hotel industry. They are pretty successful. But what they've also done is they looked at ways where can we implement digital and automated processes to make life easier for our guests. But at the same time, they said we also need that human power to create emotional bonds between our clients. And they made that perfect combination. They said we need to be good in digital and we need to be good in human aspects. And that's how they disrupted that industry. And that's what's fascinating me the last 12 months, you know, the tension between digital and human. Are we automating everything? Are we using robots for everything? Or do we still need humans? I think that's going to be a fundamental question in the next 5 to 10 years. But I truly believe that if you look at the evolution of the customer relationship, we will definitely have less human contact in the future. If you look at a typical bank, for instance, the number of visitors in a bank has decreased with a factor of 10,000 over the last 10 years. So they have less human contact. At that moment, something becomes really scarce. You know, that human contact becomes something rare. And there's this simple economic law that says, if something becomes scarce, it increases in value again. I believe that humans may become the most scarce resource in a customer relationship. And at that moment, the value increases. So my feeling is because of the digital transformation, because of the digital disruption, we will have to rethink the role of humans in a customer relationship as well. And that's what this story is about. You know, I want to talk to you about this double transformation. Most companies are focusing today on just the digital axis. And most companies are now, the successful companies today became successful because they're really good in the human thing. It would be bad to replace the human strength with digital strength. I think they need to work together, because if you start to replace digital strength or human strength with digital strength, you end up in this quadrant. That's a quadrant of Amazon, that's a quadrant of Zalando, of Booking.com, you know, those pure digital players, the mafia as Peter described them. They are made to work in that fighter's quadrant. Your companies are not. It's a different ballgame. There's only, I think for 80 or 90% of your companies in this room, we need to be good in digital and be good in human aspects. And that's the moment that I